Well, hello there. I want to wish everyone a great month here as we enter. We're in the middle of summer here, and from Arizona, of all places here, and I'm wherever you're tuning in from. I hope everyone's coming out of this very difficult time we've been through the past year, over a year now. This is number 38. It's hard to believe. I've done 38 live streams, and it's really looking forward to continuing this as well. I hope everyone's doing well, and this is a special show I put together here, and I try to, on each of the shows, to try to do something different, so there's over 38 hours of solo piano playing, and there's also obviously a lot of tunes, so it makes it kind of challenging and fun for me to be playing some things I haven't played in a long time. So today's is going to be street themes. All the songs have streets in their title, so it makes it really extra special. Let's see what we got in here. We got okay, see, okay, thanks, Bijan, for letting me know the mic and video good. This is always the thing when you do a live stream. It's like, you never know if it's coming through good, but I'm glad to hear everything's coming through great. And, but anyway, it's been a very, very busy year for all of us, and as we start coming out, the gigs are starting to come out more now. I'm not really performing. I had one gig, and but as of now, we're kind of seeing where things play out and when they're going to slowly open up more and more all the time. So it's just definitely a different time. So I've been on the past year, as you've known, most of you there, what a lot of students are in, that I pretty much have my teaching, my correspondence teaching. In many respects, I was pretty much set up for this pandemic, and I was able to stay afloat, and a lot of times it was, I found a lot of people wishing to learn piano and study piano, and this was an opportunity to bring some new students on board from different parts of the world, and it's really been kind of fun. So as a means of this live stream, it's really been helping me reach a lot of people. I see Len Whitmore in, Lori, Tim, yeah, great seeing everyone. And thank you for stopping in. And so today I got some memorabilia, which is always a fun thing I always like to put together. And what I'm going to do for you today, and I'll probably play a few tunes first before I get into it. It'll take a few minutes, but I wanted to talk about technology from then to now. And I developed this video teaching back 1989. And what I'll be showing you is some articles from 1991, before we even had cell phones and computers even. It was just wild, and I was doing all this. And I'll show you how it's transformed from then to now. And it's really, it's it's eye-opening, talk about, you say where all the years have gone. It's been 30 years, since that first article was written about me teaching by correspondence and talking about the postman and audio cassettes and VHS, and here we are now today doing this with high tech, with the way of the world now. So anyway, I'm going to get on to, this is a very, I have to pay tribute here to a very inspiring player that was very important in my life, the great Dave McKenna. I grew up in Boston. Went to Berklee College of Music. I was there studying privately when I was with the great Dick Odgren and Paul Schmeling back before I went with Charlie Banakis and Harvey Diamond. And so I had some great instruction there. But I was studying at Berklee College of Music back then, and it was a really nice time for me. It goes back many years. And I have to pay tribute to all the friends that I've made through the years in Boston, and I'm still very close to all those Boston musicians that I played with. So it goes back a lot of years. So in 1991 is when the ad started. But I grew up in Boston and Braintree, Massachusetts, and it's really been exciting to be traveling around and now be teaching by correspondence, and for the last 3 decades, so I'll be getting into more of that soon. But we're going to start off with this set that I'm going to tribute to is the great Dave McKenna. That's where I was going with this. Dave McKenna was just an iconic player, and I have listened to him very intently, and I have a lot of my playing. I think I try to do my very best to kind of you know, pick up his vibe and his thing, you know. And I used to go hear him at the Copley Plaza in Boston and the columns on the Cape Cod. And he was really into the Red Sox, you know. So I'm sure he'd probably have his earpiece in tonight for the Suns game if he was into basketball. But Dave would play, and I'd listen to him, and I'd see something come out of his ear with a chord, and he'd have the Red Sox game on, you know, and he'd be playing this great solo jazz piano, but he'd be listening to the game, you know. So he was just a diehard baseball guy. But anyway, he had done a street theme, and if you have an opportunity, be sure to give yourself a treat to listen to what he does to the tunes I'm going to be playing today. So thank you, Dave, for the inspiration, because it's given me a lot of tunes that I'm going to be playing for you today. Okay, so we're going to start off right now with Easy Street. This is a great tune. It's an old tune. I wrote down when it was written in 1941 by Alan Rankin Jones, and it's just one of these old tunes. It's not often heard, and but if you do some digging, you'll find it. Okay, so here we go, Easy Street. Easy Street. You know, it's been a long time since we played that one. It's the old goes out to old Dave McKenna. Boy, let's see who we get in here. Oh, Karen, good seeing you. Oh man, Mike Dusnap, you know, good seeing you. And again, I want to appreciate everyone for stopping in. This is really, it makes it very special for me because I'm right at my house. I'm playing a really great piano. And that's the thing I'm going to talk about, because a lot of times when a lot of people take a lot of this for granted. In fact, I was talking to my friend Karen Cameron, who's a great singer, by the way, and an author. Her book's on Running Barefoot is on Amazon. You know, Karen's a great dear friend. She just wrote a great book, and I just ordered it. So it's but anyway, Karen and myself, we were just talking the other day, and we caught up, and it's hard to believe it goes back. We're going back 30-something years. I mean, I was in my 20s, man. It was like, and we were saying, you know, it was just a long, long time when we played together, and she's just a fabulous singer. And we're saying, where all these years go, you know? And we were talking about how people don't really see what goes on behind the scenes here. It's so much, man, you know? So we do make it look easy, but there's all these buttons to push, and, you know, all you hit is one wrong, and it's like things can go kind of haywire, you know? So anyway, that was Easy Street. So this next tune is kind of a fun one. It's called Basin. It's not Basin Street. The Basin Street's coming up. 42nd Street. This is a kind of a cool one. It's really a cool one. I think you're going to enjoy it. So hope all goes well with it. And again, if any of you, I'll try to do my very best to touch in with all of you after the show, you know, and again, with gracious thanks for coming in and making this extra special for me to be able to reach people. Because, you know, we're still live now because we're coming out of this pandemic, and but there's something to be said for me to be able to reach students that are sitting on the other side of the world, you know, and people that are coming on from my through my social media and through my YouTube channel. So it's really a great thing. So I'm very blessed to be able to bring it to you with the modern technology. Here we go, right on to 42nd Street. 42nd Street. Man, to tell you, that's like, that thing goes back so, so far. And it was written, let's see, that was written in 1932 by Ruby Keeler. I got to mention too that the first trio you heard when we were coming in, we were playing on the sunny side of the street. That was with the great Dom Moio here in Arizona, very dear friend. He was one of the first guys. These are the first guys I hooked up with and played with when I first arrived here. I think it was about 19 years ago now. I think it's trying to think, 18 years. And that's Bob Lasier on bass. These guys just can play, Bob Lasier is the piano player's dream bass player. He can play anything, any key, and just has it all there. Even if he doesn't know the tune, he knows it by the time the second chorus, by the time you go through it with him. And it's and then Dom Moio is just as good as it gets. So I hope you enjoyed that trio. And that's a very special time. That was in 2016 at the Nash Jazz Club here in Phoenix, and it's a beautiful place to play jazz. And I was playing that was the old 7-foot Kanabi piano. It actually played really well on that recording, and I'm using the Earthworks microphone. I'm proud to be an Earthworks microphone artist, and that's what's making the piano sound so great here, because I have the Earthworks microphone in all the recordings I do. So it's been fun. Let's see who we get in here. We got Bob Galligan. Yay, man! Yeah, we got the. Yeah, so yeah, man, I know it's 42nd Street is kind of one of those old kind of tunes where you gets into the kind of, you can get into really old school stuff, and not even the it's quite as hip as what Karen was saying. So we tried to be, Anyway, you can't do a thing with street in it without doing Green Dolphin Street, and I'm going to do it a little different. I'm not quite sure where I'm going to go with it. Sometimes, it's funny because I go to a gig and the bass player would go, "Hey man, you didn't play one tune on your set list," or or you did something different with it. So I'll play a tune instead of playing Jitterbug Waltz, and I played something else. So it was kind of like they're prepared for something, and I'm fortunate to be playing with some really, really great players, so that really can kind of go with my erratic brain, and kind of keep up with that kind of spontaneity. But let's play some Green Dolphin Street for you. Okay, here we go. Green Dolphin Street. Just, you know, you play it for years and years and years. It's one of those kind of things, and you know, it's kind of fun to do different things with this kind of music. And this is what the jazz art form is all about, you know, and that's where, you know, all my students can kind of get the a little bit of inspiration where you still have some underlying Latin in there, but still kind of gets this all kind of this floaty stuff going on with keeping the time. So it's really a very artistic art form, you know, and I really enjoy sharing it with my students, because a lot of times they don't have a chance to hear this stuff, you know, and to hear me playing, like, you know, on a gig, you know, because they can't get to the Ritz-Carlton or the Four Seasons, the Omni Resort, wherever I was playing, and because many of them are far away. And so anyway, let's see what we got in here. We got David Devine. Oh man, nice mic. Joe Toscano, great seeing you, buddy. Joe was very instrumental for me doing a very successful jazz trio thing in California for many years, and it was he was a very key component of keeping that thing alive. We had the greatest time. We'd have a jazz trio there, and you'll see a lot of my jazz trio stuff on my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you do, because you can go in there and you can see all the jazz trios. I'm constantly posting things, and that was such a fun gig. We'd go there, we'd do like a Sunday afternoon wine and cheese, and we'd have like, we've had as many as 85 people there, you know, and it was like all listening to jazz. We'd play 2 sets, and I had a chance to play on incredible pianos, you know, so that was just made my day. So anyway, Joe, that was a very cool thing, door that opened for me, and it was a very memorable time, and fortunately I have all that memorabilia. So speaking of memorabilia, okay, I'm going to go down some things here. I'm going to share something with you here, and I got to pardon my getting my screen set up here. This is and again, you're going to see why there's so many components here that are just involved with making this all happen. So here we go. Get it queued up first, and I'll bring you to that screen. Okay, here we go. We're on to the, let me bring in my, let's see, I can bring in my head. I think I can bring in my head here, okay? Okay. Let me see if it's working. Let's see, here we go. All right, here we go. And here we go, good. All right, so now I'm here. It took a while to get here, but here I am. So anyway, this is going back, and this is the apparatus that I had years ago. And some of you might have seen this in the past, but I am very excited because particularly lately, I've been very, the technology is running rampant. It's so intense right now. People are just like doing so much with modern technology. And I go back, and you know, at the time, I can honestly say I was a pioneer. No one was doing it. But now everyone's doing it. It's like, you know, I'm just one of the older guys, and all these young kids are like, you know, I'll let them figure out even some of the more advanced, you know, coding and all this stuff. But anyway, this is back in a time when I was, this is it, when I moved up to New Hampshire. This is this apparatus that I had to set around my concert piano. I had a 7-foot Steinert, beautiful piano. And the caption here, video piano man teaches from home. So everyone in New Hampshire, I'm living in a ski town, saying, what's this guy do? He stays in his house all day, you know. And here, video piano teacher never meets his students. So at the time, I still had, boy, I was running 60 students, I think, a month, and it was all VHS and audio cassette. And here's the Patriot Ledger out of Boston. Piano man uses videotape as an instructional tool. And guess how the videotape made it to the students? By mail. U.S. priority mail, $2.45, I think it was, for the shipping. And I supplied the envelope, and they'd do audio cassettes, would go back and forth. It was just, you know, the same system I'm using today, but today I'm using all new technology. So here's the Boston Herald. And when this hit the news, I felt like Elvis Presley. I was living in Brockton, Mass. at the time. Brockton piano man, now teaching Wagner by video. I mean, they was making a big deal out of it. And it was like it was kind of revolutionary. No one was doing it. Keyboard Magazine wrote about it. I don't have the Keyboard article, but Keyboard wrote about his Sunday Enterprise. And his Video Maker magazine, which was kind of a cool thing. And the Video Maker magazine was, they were talking about, I had one of my big SVHS cameras, and it was, if you can see it in one of these articles here, see this big camera over my head here. It was, I had it modified so I can actually zoom in on the keys and everything. So it was with a foot switch, and it was like, and they were just marveled by it all. So anyway, that was kind of like my my where technology was then and where I want to show you now where it is today. And this is something that I think you'll find it to be really interesting. Here's my setup with my my studio here. There's this quick video of what it looks like here now. There's the Earthworks microphone in there. And here's the setup. There's my switcher off to the side where I do the switches. Here's the lights. There's a light there that I have. I'll explain how you get some cool lighting with using filters and things. And I have all kinds of recorders and wires and things connected to the lapel mic. And there's the monitor up front, so I can talk to my students, or I can see what they're doing, and and there's a camera in front of the piano, and there's my switcher. So that's kind of where it has come to today. And if I go back now to this, these are the pictures of the some of the technology now, where I go when I'm traveling. Here it is in Laguna Beach I'm using the Ravenscroft piano, and just mega wires and things. It's just pretty bizarre when you look at it. But I try to keep it as neat as I can. There's that switcher. I take a portable setup here, and I have all the things set up. And I'm using the Ravenscroft virtual piano here. And here I am, buried in wires. I know Bijan Takavi's out here in the audience here. We talk about how we try to keep our wires clean and neat, but this was before I got around to making it neat, but it worked. The show must go on. And here I am with a portable setup. I bought this small keyboard that I can travel. If I go to Europe or anywhere, I could fly with this thing. It's only 7 pounds. Take my switcher and throw a couple of cameras, and I still can teach wherever I am. Here's this setup here, and this is what the television people use. They use a monitor down so you look. So when I'm talking to you here now, you can see me because I'm looking right into this screen and down inside my piano, and the camera's right over it. So it really gives you, I've been using that same philosophy since back 30 years ago, same thing. And here I am in a calm setting with no wires, and everything's kind of, there's my switcher. And then here's the lighting I use. And this was taught to me by a guy from Toy Story. He was the editor for Toy Story. He said, use these Chinese lanterns from World Market. I get really nice diffused lighting. This one with the black here, Neil May, who's a professional photographer, we wrapped it up with some velvet, and it actually, this is how I do my ballad of the night, and I get that really cool angle of the piano. This was genius. This is so cool. So that's that part of it. Then I have over here I have the travel piano, and this is when I'm traveling. This is some of the setups I've used. How many guys check into a hotel with a Kurzweil and a bunch of cameras? So here I am up in Flagstaff. I took a few weeks. I did my lessons up there, and I was writing my book, and it was kind of cool, And here I am. We were house sitting in California for a month, and this beautiful estate, and I was able to set up in the living room there, and I had my cameras, and I was able to still teach my lessons. And here I am in another angle of it. You see the cameras up to the side, and I did all the lessons right from wherever I was sitting. Here I am again last summer in Laguna. And here I am in the corner in Laguna, and here I am. This is waiting for me over in Laguna Beach. So later in the month I'll be over there, and I'll be continuing my lessons right there. So that's kind of the story behind all this technology. And if you really think about it, it's like, wow, we've come far, man. It's like insane. It's like it's totally unbelievable. But there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and so many years and trial and error, and what sounds good and what doesn't sound good. So anyway, I was just happy to share that with you. I hope you find it interesting. It's something that's been kind of on my mind a lot. And I'm also, at this time, you all know I teach, because this is where you see all these cameras, and as I'm talking to my students, and I'm doing my videos. I just counted my library yesterday. I'm approaching 3,000 videos in my library that I use with only my corresponding students. And this is something that's very, very, very powerful. I'm adding to it all the time. Just last month alone, I think I added 60 videos. So I'm constantly building it. I'm committed to my teaching, and as a result of the COVID, I had a lot of people that had wanted to come on and study, and I was trying to encourage that, because people need music. It's kind of one of those things. So I want to extend that special offer to anyone out there right now, even though I'm running pretty close to full capacity. Anyone interested in wanting to do some studying with me, I will set up, no obligation, a free Zoom consultation and assessment. We can talk and show you how it works, show you all the stuff, and how the lesson material works and the special skills that I teach. I have very unique skills that I'm the only one that have developed in my texture release, my 9/1 improvisation, all kinds of intervallics and things that I teach, and that are and from beginning levels all the way up to the high pro level. So anyway, anyone wants to do that, just hit me up, dan@pianoinstruction.com, and I'll be happy to spend some time with you and maybe get you and bring you on as a student. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to some playing here. And the next up here, the tune is I wrote down here is Basin Street Blues, written in 1928, and it was that year Louis Armstrong played this thing. So let's play some Basin Street Blues for you. Here we go. Watch. Basin Street Blues, man. You know, that's like, it's such a fun tune to play, you know, and they, you listen to all the versions of it online. It's just, there's so much to it. The next tune, this is another really great one, and Dave McKenna does such wonderful things with it. And but before I get to it, I want to say hi to anyone that comes in here. Again, man. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Dave, for the kind words. Thank you again for all of you guys for popping in. This has been just a blast. And the great thing about doing it on YouTube, for me anyway, you know, on Facebook you get more people, and I think I tell people I feel like I'm playing in a mall because everyone's popping in. Whereas here everyone comes in, but it stays on my YouTube channel, and this gets into, you know, some serious exposure. So after I play the show, I'm able to kind of have it up there and people can enjoy it, you know. So it's but thanks for being part of it to make it happen. So this next tune is called Street of Dreams. It was written in 1932 by Victor Young. Okay, here we go. Street of Dreams. Again, that was written on in 1932, and it was just one of those kind of tunes that, again, you don't hear that much. You know, it's one of those, you know, and that's why these kind of things are great for me, because I'm, you know, we're playing tunes that I haven't played sometimes in a long time. You know, so it's really it's refreshing. I think if I count all the tunes I played in 38 shows, I'm pretty scary thought. You know. Well, you know, this this very next tune is it goes out, and again, I'm a very, very positive kind of person, you know. So I mean, I've tried to find positivity and everything. So as we kind of round down this this last tune I'm going to play for you, I want you to you know, just support music as much as you can. You go out there, feel safe, and you know. And let's get through this. You know, it seems like things are looking more positive in all of it, and you know, in everything we're doing right now. So it's a very exciting time for a lot of us, you know, to get out. And I'm going to be here for Father's Day in Arizona here, so I'll be seeing all my kids, which is particularly exciting for me. And I'm going to, you know, I'm going to cherish every minute. You know, I don't know about all you, but I know for me, I came out of it with a whole new set of values, a whole new set of perspectives, and a whole new set of direction for my life. It's like, really, it was that enlightening when you have a world shut down like it did, and you know, and but I'm very blessed to have music, and I'm being able to share it with you all. So anyway, let's go on to this great tune, and called "On the Street We Live." Here we go. There you have it. On the street where you live. It's one of those kind of just great ones. And wherever you are, I hope everyone's having peace and health and safety and and positive movement forward from this pandemic. So again, I want to send my blessings out to everyone out there. And I got to leave you on this note. So this is kind of an interesting thing for all my Boston people. Okay, when I was in Boston, I was a die-hard, my whole life, Celtics fan. I used to play piano for Casey Jones. He used to come into Ken's Steakhouse, and Karen, if you're still there, Karen, remember Casey, used to come in, and he'd want to sing and hang. So I'd play piano for their end of the season parties, So of course we're in the playoffs now. So then, of course, I come to Arizona. My kid Ryan is into basketball and was very good, and he got a chance to do some camps here with Steve Nash. And so I became a Arizona kind of person. I was supporting Arizona. Then I moved to I spent quite a bit of time in California now. So the past 10 years, I've been over in California a lot. So then, of course, I got the Clippers and the Lakers. So I'm kind of like, so if someone asked me if you had all three teams, and this is where the truth comes out, the Celtics. I guess it's from where you're born. It's like it's kind of like the home. Even though I'm moving, these are all homes and they're very comfortable to me. But it's kind of that East Coast thing going on. But anyway, I know the Suns are going to take this, and I'm very excited to watch the playoffs. It's kind of cool because we can actually. I'm really not I follow the sports, but not like when the playoffs now. There's like games on every day, so it's really easy to see who gets the best out of 7. It's really fun. It's a great way to watch the game. So anyway, I'm going to go have some dinner and non-alcohol beer, and I'm going to watch the Suns take this tonight. Until next time, I'll surely be letting people know. Make sure you get on my YouTube channel and subscribe, and you'll be seeing other stuff coming up. I'll be playing a lot of stuff. I'll be regularly posting. Okay, so until next time, God bless you all. Take care. Good night.